For packaging efficiency, this shape is unbeatable. That's true for vehicles as well. The Soul is practicality squared. Technically a station wagon, Kia positions it as a small sport utility. Smart shoppers that don't box themselves in will also check out hatchbacks like Chevy Cruze, Toyota IM, and Volkswagen Golf. No doubt you've already decided whether or not Soul's polarizing, blocky bulldog design works for you. Not an awful lot of square cars left these days. Scion XB, Nissan Cube, and Honda Elements, all gone. Freshened for 2017, Soul is a sales powerhouse, and power is what this Exclaim model, ID'd by its red trim, is all about. It gets the most potent of 3 available engines, a 1.6-liter turbocharged 4-cylinder, adding 40 horsepower. It's now up to 201, a healthy 195 pound-feet of torque, too. The turbo motor gets a 7-speed dual-clutch gearbox that can be shifted manually here, but not up on the D-shaped wheel. Sport mode sharpens the throttle, remaps transmission shifts, and adds steering weight. Like almost every turbo engine, there's a little bit of lag when you mash the throttle. Sport mode reduces, but does not eliminate it. Torque steer, a tugging of the steering wheel under hard acceleration, is commendably low. Soul is front-wheel drive only. Gear shifts from the dual clutch are smooth and sure. The turbo offers good kick for passing. If you're wondering if this is South Korea's answer to the Volkswagen GTI, no. There's something magic about the German. With a slightly retuned suspension, the Turbo Soul corners fine without too much body roll. It's fun to fling about town, but there's not much road feel coming up through the steering wheel. Ride quality is pretty comfortable, but hit a sharp bump, and the low-profile tires will definitely let you know it. The box shape sure is great for packaging, but it's about as aerodynamic as a house, so you will get some wind noise off the pillars at high speeds. If fuel economy is your thing, the Turbo Soul is the most efficient and drinks standard-grade gas. To get forward collision warning, downgrade your Soul to the Plus model. It's not offered on this top-tier Exclaim. Odd. This is not a penalty box. The interior is filled with quality soft-touch materials and shapes that will remind hamsters of their exercise wheel. Nicely bolstered but wide, the heated cloth seats have leather trim and houndstooth. The audio system's sound quality isn't overly detailed, but it's loud and visual. There's loads of headroom if you're tall and looking for a small car. You'll definitely want to check this out. Soul has features that some luxury cars lack. Same goes for a comprehensible user interface, which is very easy to use without looking at the owner's manual. There's Android Auto and Apple CarPlay, too. In the automotive world, this is called the H-point, or the height of the seat. You don't drop down or hike yourself up into Soul. It's a really good level. Plus, there's a lot of room back here, especially for a small car. Friends can charge phones and take the chill off the day. Owners will be very popular. The floor is nice and flat, making it quite roomy for 2 and not half bad for 3, considering the size. Soul's cargo hold is not very deep, but this being a box, it is pretty high. A week's worth of groceries or half a year's supply of TP fits, and a lot can be hoarded away underneath here. It's easy to reach in and drop the seats. Doing that creates a very deep space. You'll probably squirrel away a different kind of cargo, but 14 packs of this stuff is pretty impressive. A base model with a 6-speed manual transmission retails for just under $17,000. This loaded Exclaim model, spelled this way, has all the major options for $27,500. Great value. This box has no true direct competition. Powerful, functional, and affordable. The Soul is a square deal. For what it's worth, Soul and Optima generally run neck and neck when it comes to being the best-selling Kia. Last I checked, it was on target to sell well over 150,000 copies in 2016, when Canada is included, and who doesn't want to include them? Love Canada. Funny how the big diss on Soul was that when it originally came out, it was just a copy of the Scion XB. And we all know how that turned out. It goes to show you that marketing is a black art. And imagine how many they would sell if all-wheel drive was available. Kia showed a Trailster concept a few years ago with electric motors providing the rear wheels with power, kind of reminiscent of the Jeep Renegade. The rugged cladding and trim looks good, and I prefer the back-end design to the floating pillow found on the current car. Maybe next generation, huh? All right, ladies, gentlemen, hamsters, that's how I feel about the 2017 Kia Soul Exclaim with turbo power. If you remember, my wife owns a Kia Soul, a 2012 model, which is the previous generation. It's been a great car, nothing but gas and oil, and she drives it pretty hard. So if you're looking for a practical runabout that's affordable, I highly suggest a test drive. There really isn't anything else quite like it. That's Driven. I'm Tom Voelk.